seen this video the other day, Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how whatever he's going through within himself, is if he's having a hard time or feeling some sort of whatever, he doesn't share that with his partner. He doesn't want to put that on. He doesn't want to make that her problem. He's the man. It's for him to handle, him to deal with, and not to be creating more stress, more problems for her. And this is something that's quite common, right? As men, we don't like to share what is going on within us. We don't like to share our feelings with anyone, but especially, as I'm kind of going to speak to here, our partners, right? And there's many different reasons for that, I think. But one is that we don't want to put that on them, right? We are the man. We are the one who is to be strong, stable, reliable, steady, not creating more problems, more drama. Yeah, of course, as a man, to be strong, stable, reliable, consistent, to provide that containment, to provide that safe space, both within yourself and within a relationship, right? A kind of, yes, and sharing what you are feeling, sharing your experience, your internal reality with someone doesn't have to be a problem for them or for you or for anyone. Firstly, why are you viewing that as a problem, right? That in itself suggests that you're not handling it really as well as it could be handled, right? If that is a problem, if you're seeing that as a problem. But then there's also a difference between sharing that in a way where you are kind of putting it on them, burdening them with that, and kind of wanting them, coming from this energy of wanting them to kind of fix you or save you or hold you in that, right? You know, as if you're needing something in return in the way that you're sharing that, right? If you're just dumping that on them. Sure, that's one thing. But you can just share freely and openly what you're experiencing, what you are feeling without doing that, right? You know, someone, if your partner asks you like, oh, hey, what's up with you? Like, what's going on? How are you feeling? You can just say, you know, without it being a problem, without you kind of wanting them to do something with that. So those two things aren't mutually exclusive, right? You can hold yourself, handle yourself, take care of yourself, be steady, and also be feeling emotions, right? You will be feeling emotions, like regardless of how consciously aware of that experience you are, in spite of how much sense of that you can make, you are having an experience within yourself, and it will be emotional. We are emotional beings. We are in constant state of flux between ever shifting, moving, evolving emotional states. You can hold that, you can handle that, and share it without it being a problem for you or for them, right? It's far more likely you're going to create problems for them by not sharing that, by trying to just hold it all in and I'm strong, I'm stable, I'm fine. There's a difference between being fine and actually being, you know, we're all fine. You don't hear the end of everyone saying, yeah, I'm fine, I'm all right. Below the surface, below the surface in this society, people ain't thriving, right? And a big part of that is our lack of skill, knowledge, ability in being with emotion, right? And then allowing that to flow through us and allowing it to find expression in any way it wants, and then to be shared freely and openly, like, yeah, this is what's going on with me, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm experiencing. It ain't your problem, even if your actions are kind of creating that emotional response in me, right? You can share that without making it their problem, without making it their fault or their responsibility of like, oh, you've made me feel this, and you, but like, no, this is what I'm feeling. I'll handle it, but I can share that with you. And maybe there's times actually as well where it's nice to be held in that, right? It doesn't have to always go just one way, where your partner is kind of relying on you to hold and contain. Sometimes you can be held. That's what you need, right? And holding yourself, that can be part of holding yourself, right? Recognizing when you need to just, let me rest my weary head on your bosom, you know? Man, I got a lot on at the minute. This is what's happening. It's not your problem. I don't need anything. I don't need you to fix it or solve it, but I could do with a little rest on the bosom, you know? And vulnerability, right? Vulnerability is a strength as a man, to be able to be vulnerable, to be able to, yeah, this is me, without like, because we all like to be like, yeah, I'm fine, I can handle it. And it's like, sometimes life is a bitch, sometimes life is a hard, sometimes there's really difficult, uncomfortable feelings, emotions that we are experiencing within ourselves. And more so, the more we're kind of trying to keep a lid on that and tell ourselves, like, no, I'm fine, no, what do you mean? That just makes it worse and worse and worse. So the ability to just openly share what you were experiencing, right? To be able to understand and make sense of that and just openly share, yeah, this is what's going on with me. It's not your problem. I don't need you to fix that, solve that. I'm not creating stress for you. Right, and as I said, you're far more likely to be creating stress and problems for your partner by not sharing what's going on with you, right? When you're just being quiet and distant and in a mood or getting angry or whatever it is, because there's just all this emotion there that is just not flowing and is not just being expressed. That's far more problematic. That's not containment. That's just repression, and there's no end of issues and problems that come with that, right? So yes, as a man, you can be strong, stable, steady, provide a container, provide a space of comfort, of rest. You don't have to deny the reality of your experience to do that, right? There's space for all of that. There's space for all of that. Your connection, your relationship, the love you experience with someone will only gain from you just sharing what is going on within you. I'm sure your partner would rather that than you just being, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. You can be fine and have feelings. Do you mean? And as I said, the more you're denying those feelings and not sharing that, the less fine you are. So yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Why be fine when you could thrive, right? And part of thriving as a human being is being in touch, in contact with the full range of our emotional landscape and all of its madness, right? And being able to hold it all, sit at the center of it all, not getting swept away by any of it, not needing to be caught and held by your partner, not needing to like, well, offload it on them, right? But letting it all flow and still being centered, being rooted. There's far more strength in that. Do you mean? There's far more strength in being able to fully allow all of that and to freely, openly, vulnerably share and express that than to just stay in this, fine, no, don't worry. Do you mean? That's how we become stiff, rigid, grumpy old men. And I know your partner definitely won't benefit from that. So yeah, we don't have to make our feelings a problem, but we can just share. And it's not a problem.